If you like this video, why not subscribe?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the weekly recap Q&A. That's the show where I sit in a car, not my car, a car, and talk about things that happened last week. The links we got below, kind of like a podcast. I'm in a car because the acoustics are pretty decent, using on-camera mics, and I talk about some questions that people sent me. If you're wondering about the question last week, that was DVD or digital download, and the question was, what do people prefer? If you're producing something and you want it to be consumed by the general public, at least on an internet level, what would you have for them? Do you have a DVD, or would you want a DVD? Would you want a digital download? Most people said both would be a good idea. Some people said both would be a good idea. Some people preferred either or. You can check the comments from last week. However, I think the general consensus is if you're producing content, it's always good to have both options available because if that's what people want, that's what you give them. I think there's a lot of advantages to DVDs. I like them both. But anyway, thank you for the comments last week. This week, we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the questions so that the question will kind of emerge from the questions that we have. If you're, like I said, curious about the links from last week, they're below. Go and check them out. This is kind of like a podcast, so you're not going to see a lot visually. Probably no squirrels this time because I'm in a different location. So behind me is just a cul-de-sac. But anyway, let's jump right in. Oh, and one more thing. We've got a t-shirt update. People wanting a t-shirt. I've been informed by the manufacturer. We have 22 pre-orders now. Actually thought this would go a lot faster, but we need 30 in order to roll out the t-shirts that have been ordered. So we just need 8 more orders. If you'd like a Frugal Filmmaker t-shirt, you can check out the link below. That will take you to where you can order one for pretty cheap. And you can see what it looks like there. So we're almost there. If you're interested in a t-shirt, please go ahead and get one as soon as possible so that we can get all the t-shirts out for people that are waiting for them, including me. I would love to wear one and show everybody, hey, this is me wearing a t-shirt, and etc. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead to the comments. Our first one is from GS2652, made a comment on the test light, John Alton's test light episode from last week. He says, hey, I've noticed on this video and on my own that the focus is not as sharp in the foreground as in the background. What causes that and how do I correct it? Your test video was spot on and focused. Well, if you want to check focus, especially on a human subject, the best way is kind of a really basic rule, but if you're not aware of it, it's always good to know. Zoom in on their eyes, focus on their eyes. Set your focus there, lock focus, zoom out. And there you go. That's how you, and everything else, if it's in the background, will be out of focus. But you want to keep someone's eyes, unless you're going for a specific effect, keep their eyes in focus. So zoom in, focus, zoom out. Thanks for that question. The next one comes from Muslin Films. They ask, we were wondering what precautions you take when filming in public places. Do you ask the pedestrians that get in your shots if they are okay being filmed? Is it legal to film in neighborhoods where people's houses get in the background? In other words, where and what do you film and not film? This is a great question. I mean, a lot of us are really involved in guerrilla filmmaking where we, go to a certain place, everyone hops out, and you shoot, you hop back in and run away. It's kind of a standard procedure. However, what I like to do is if I go to a neighborhood, I'm using someone's front yard or whatever, obviously you want permission from the people who own the front yard. Get a location release. I'll put a link in the description below where you can get these. Essentially, it's a form saying, hey, we have permission from the owner of the property to shoot here. They've signed. That way, if you get harassed later, let's say the owner of the house isn't home later and you're in their front yard shooting and, the homeowners association shows up or whatever, the police, or you can say, hey, they're letting me do this. It's always good to inform the neighbors what you're doing too, especially, if it's some sort of, horror movie or thriller or whatever, and what's going on looks kind of sketchy. Let the neighbors know what you're doing. They'll appreciate it. If you're using any kind of prop firearms or weapons, always let the police know. So if somebody calls them, they can say, oh, they're shooting a movie. And just be careful with that kind of stuff. Because you don't want the cops showing up and disrupting your shoot, and everyone has to go home, and you might go to jail, and who knows what else. So just think ahead and ask for permission is a good idea. You don't really need anyone's permission. If they're going to be on camera and you recognize their face, they're going to say, if they're in the movie, obviously, you want a talent release. Maybe I'll provide one of those below also. But if you happen to pull someone in, have them sign a talent release. That way, in the future, they can't say, I didn't give you permission to use my image. So when you want to put it on YouTube or Vimeo or whatever, you have their permission and they can't threaten you with a lawsuit or a cease and desist or whatever. Always a good idea to protect yourself. Think ahead. Use forms to protect yourself. Okay, the F4B14N sent me a message saying, do you have some tips for cheap green screens? How can I get the cheapest green screen? There are inexpensive green screens. I can leave a link to one on Amazon below. They're like $30 to $40 for the big muslin green things. You can paint a wall, obviously. That's probably about the same price, $25 to $30. However, the cheapest green screen you're going to find is the sky. If you can have a setup, where your actor or whatever you want to shoot in front of the green screen is in front of a clear blue sky, maybe on a hilltop or something, if you can put a roof even, and it's a clear day, you can just key out the blue. It doesn't have to be green. It can be any color that the actor isn't wearing, so that color doesn't key out. Yeah, the sky is the cheapest one because it's a consistent color, and you can easily, in your editor or After Effects or whatever, you can take your eyedropper and grab that color and key it out. So there you go. That's the cheapest green screen I know of. Doesn't cost anything. Just can't do it on a cloudy day. It needs to be a clear day. Okay, our final question comes from, hey Scott, what is the best approach for you when you have to have an actor read for a part, but you don't have studio space for them to meet you at? I don't want actors to come over to my place for two reasons. One, it seems unprofessional and sketchy to have the meeting at my place, and two, I don't want complete strangers learning where I live. This is a great question because, hey, I don't have a studio either. And even if you say, your friend volunteers their place, maybe that's not the best idea for the same reason. So, I'm sorry, this is from Francisco Gonzalez Jr. And Francisco, it's a great question. The best answer to your question that I can think of is your public library. You can go to your public library and they usually have rooms, some big, some small, that you can reserve. Doesn't cost anything. You probably just need a library card, and then you can take your actor in there. It doesn't sound like you're doing auditions. So if you just want a private reading, well, they can do auditions there too. But take them into this conference room, or the little rooms are usually soundproof. Probably don't want to be having any screaming dialogue in there because that'll penetrate the wall most likely. But you can have a room, you can reserve it for at least an hour and take them in there and do your reading, and you're done. Everybody will probably know where the library is. It's easy to find. It's affordable. It's private. I mean, there might be windows in there, but who cares? If the people in the library see what you're doing. So that's a great solution, I think, because there are public libraries everywhere and easy to take advantage of. And that kind of leads to the question that I want to ask everybody today, since we're sort of talking about auditions in this question. Where do you like to hold auditions? Where's a good place to hold auditions? I know I've done them, at, not like a church or, any place I can reserve space, but just thinking of some creative solutions to hold auditions where maybe you don't mind if people know where it is. Probably not in your garage, but where would you hold auditions? I think this is a good question leading from Francisco's question. So that's really everything we have today. Like I said, the links are below from last week. Check them out. Check out the blog, thefrugalfilmmaker.com, the Facebook group. If you have a question and you want to get involved in a really active community, that's a great place. Just search for it on Facebook, or you can touch the link below. I'm at Twitter. I'm at Frugal Filmmaker if you want to follow my links that end up in the description below every week on the weekly recap. So thanks for watching. Appreciate all your viewing, all your great comments, all your support. And we'll see you in 1 week. Bye.